Welcome to the Andrea Giovino Show. I want to thank all my subscribers for continuing to subscribe, continue leaving comments. I always thank Jesus for giving me this platform. And as you all know, I'm a practicing Catholic, and that's very important to me. Today, I have tobyTNT back on, John Livia from Serious and Silliness. He has a podcast.
That's right.
And Toby's wearing the shirt.
We got his shirts on today.
We got his shirts on today.
Bring
We're
some
promoting
additional
them.
awareness to some of the
merch.
good shows.
I brought the
That's
merch.
right.
Good shows
That's
this guy
right.
puts together.
Thank you very much.
John, I wanted to ask you, what made you get into having a podcast?
Well, all right, so people that know me well always say, "Oh, you should do something like this." But the real reason was it was the lockdown. It was 2020. Everything was locked down. I was going to work. My wife was home. She couldn't work. And I was listening to a lot of podcasts, and I was like, and there was two specifically. Actually, there was three specifically, and I was like, I could do this. This isn't difficult, And two were bodybuilding podcasts because I'm a hardcore bodybuilding fan, and one was about what they referred to as the manosphere, being a man. So that one was Rollo Tomasi, who has a pretty big platform on the manosphere, and he talks about how to be a man and things that we lost and masculinity is being watered down. And it struck me. And then the other two were bodybuilding ones, and I'm like, I could do this.
Yeah.
I could do this. So then I just literally bought my laptop, my microphone. I set up a room in my house, and I started doing it. And then I just started talking into a microphone. But there's a lot of learning curves on the way. There was a couple of times where I'm like, all right, the thing is, our generation, we think TV. So I'm like, okay, I remember I was thinking, who lasted the longest? And I was like, well, interviewers. And I was thinking about, who was the guy on a long time that was on CNN? He recently passed away. Piers Morgan had replaced him. He had the glasses. He was on.
I know who you're talking about.
And he would interview everybody, but
Yeah.
the focus was on the person.
I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I forget his name. And I was like, this guy has been doing it for 40 years, and he's successful, and he's focused on the person, not himself. So I'm like, I'll do that. And then I realized you can't do that on YouTube. You have to brand yourself because they only want to come and see the person you're interviewing if you don't brand yourself. So then I had to redo it again and be like, okay, now I gotta. So then I started bringing my friends on, and then we started doing the news, and it's all guys like your son or like
Right.
me, little knockaround guys, and we did this thing called.
Well, you're from Brooklyn?
Originally Brooklyn, yeah.
Originally Brooklyn, now Staten Island?
Staten Island, and now I live in Jersey.
Jersey. Okay, that's how it goes. Brooklyn, Staten
that's
Island,
it.
Jersey.
Yeah. And and it was just it became fun, and we did this thing called Guy Talk, where it was just me and my friends, and we had 3 rules. If you come on, you got to drink. No talk about family, no talk about politics or religion, but then we would just rip each other apart. And 20 minutes in, everybody's trashed, and those are really fun. And then I do the news with a friend of mine. It's kind of similar. We just goof on the news. So I'm trying to brand myself, but without the interviews with the Mafia guys, with the bikers. Those get the highest views. People love that stuff.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that for a second.
Sure.
Because obviously we all grew up around that, and now that's what's getting the highest views.
Yeah.
Some of these people with the outrageous stuff that they're saying on YouTube, and here we are today once again, obviously talking about some of these individuals. But why are these people getting the highest views? Because the Italian culture is much more than just
The Mafia.
But with the movies, The Godfather, The Sopranos, YouTube, all that's going on with the informants being on YouTube now with their channels. There's a lot of attention in the entertainment world.
I like that he named his show Serious and Silliness.
Yeah, because
there's times where it is silly.
That's it. These times she's going to speak. I'm telling you, I did this one video. Excuse my language, right? Where we talk.
We're not allowed to curse on YouTube.
Well, I'm not going to curse.
Okay.
I'm not going to curse. But we did this one video with me and my friends where we compared masturbating at 16 versus 45.
I don't think you could at 45. How about that? I think at 45 you can't.
And we said that at 16 your hand looks like a hummingbird, but at 45 you'd take a break and need a drink of water. So, and this is
So
just
that's the silliness.
That's and then we just goof
yeah,
over. You know, I try to be a little silly with the interview. It depends on how the interview goes. It depends on how serious he is, and so on and so forth. But for the most part, I usually split it up. My friend, his name is Justin. We do the news once a week, and he's hilarious. And he's just hysterical. And all I do is feed him the news. I just read the article, and then half the time, if you watch, I put shorts on my Instagram. Half the time, I'm falling off the chair because he just has me hysterical laughing. And then I have some serious people on. Like I've had Larry Maz on, and I had a former member of the Ku Klux Klan on, and I've had Tom Sizemore on, and I've had Run DMC on, and I mean, the list goes on and on. I've been doing it for like 3.5 years, and I don't think there's, a part that I haven't covered. But without a doubt,
Larry King.
Larry King, that's the guy.
His
That's
name.
it. That was his name.
Just came to
That's
me.
who I was thinking
Larry
of.
King.
I remember Larry King was the king of
Because
interviews.
you said Larry.
Yeah, that's
and then
right. I said Larry. That's right. 100% right. And that's the guy I was thinking of. But that was TV, and that's not how YouTube works.
No,
it doesn't work like YouTube.
doesn't work like that.
So by far the Mafia stuff, the biker stuff, that's what people like to watch.
Yeah.
It's not even close. But here's I never wanted my channel to be a Mafia channel. It's just that I'm giving the fans what they want because this is what they want to see, and this is what's going to build my channel. And hopefully in the future, I could veer off into other things. I wanted my channel to be a variety channel because I never wanted to be locked down to one genre.
Right.
Right. But without at any time, I either talk about the Mafia, interview a former Mafia member. Your interview is doing great. Andrea was on my show 2 weeks ago. Anything like that. If I review another interview of a Mafia member, they all get thousands of views. And I have other interviews where, like I think I was telling you before off camera, I interviewed a guy who was a arm wrestler, and he was an amateur, arm wrestler. Decided that he was going to become a woman, and he identifies as a woman. Although to his credit, he did cut away the boys.
Okay.
That's all gone.
Well, the funniest thing
and became a woman and became a world champion.
Wow.
As an arm wrestling woman. And when he goes up, when he won, the whole crowd booed him.
Oh, really?
Oh, because it's a guy. It's a guy with no komasikama.
Yes.
Arm wrestling girls.
Exactly.
So I just with the
because I have the bodybuilding channel. Have you seen what happened with Planet Fitness?
No, I didn't.
I mean, it's just like what happened was there was a Planet Fitness, I believe, in Alaska, and this guy was in there, went into the woman's room, and said that he was a girl. Well, he was a dude. He was a guy. Okay, I mean, he just didn't have. He could have been me.
Okay.
Literally, and one girl was offended. Apparently, there was a 13-year-old girl in there as well.
Oh,
so the
no,
woman
I don't
left,
like that.
complained to the people,
Right.
put it on social media that this is what I have to deal with when I go to the gym, and her membership was revoked, and his was kept.
And here's the problem with all this.
I swear to God.
All right,
And
here's
he
the
was-
problem with this
Wow.
because
And there's more, because of that one, there's more stories. Sorry to cut you off. There's more stories that are coming out, like perverted stories. Guys in Planet Fitness that are actually masturbating in the woman or looking underneath the stalls in the woman's room.
Well,
and they identify as women.
I
and
don't
that's
like
it.
that they just did where in the schools they can go boy and girl in the same bathroom.
Yeah, you know what one college did?
here's the thing. Let me just tell you. Just picture this for a second. I don't care
know where
where
you're
I
going
am.
with this.
Just picture this. I'm out. And I got somebody, whether it's my sister or a niece or somebody, and like you said, a 13-year-old kid, a 13-year-old girl's in a bathroom that a guy's going to walk into.
I don't like that.
No.
How
It's
do you,
disgusting.
in all honesty, how
Nope.
do you think that's going to play out if I'm standing there and
No,
I see a
right,
guy walk into a bathroom with a young girl in there? I don't know that guy's
And
just going to walk out of that place in
here's
one
the
piece.
thing.
And I'll be honest
Here's-
with you.
here's-
I'm a woman, and if I'm there with my granddaughter,
Of course.
and the guy walks in, I'm going to say, "Get the f out."
Yeah, here's the thing. I think these people that do it, the pervert. I'm sure there are people that
I know what you're going to say,
Right.
and you're right.
the people the people that do it, the perverts.
Yes.
That do it. Okay, I guarantee you they pick the places. If there's
A lot of kids.
if there's no, that's not what I mean. If the father is there and they look intimidating, they look like you and me, I guarantee you he's not going to pull that crap.
Yeah.
But he goes to Planet Fitness where it's all inclusive.
Yeah.
In a very democratic city or state where then you'll see him pulling crap like that. Because I've never heard, as of yet, I've never heard a story where a father knocked somebody's teeth out because he went in after his
And-
daughter. Because I guarantee
But you know what?
that he picks those spots.
I feel like I don't care what you are. I don't look at people and look at them and say, oh, vision their sexual preferences. Like I don't care what you are, whether you're bisexual, homosexual, gay, transgender. You're a human being to me, and
right. I'll treat you
that's
with
fine.
respect.
I agree with that.
I agree because I've had people in my family that are gay, and I don't judge anyone.
Yeah.
That's not the issue.
Yeah.
The issue is, I feel as a woman, we need to have our privacy.
Absolutely.
I don't want to take my granddaughter
Yeah.
or any child or myself and having a man come in the bathroom while I'm there.
Well, I mean, it's deeper than that, okay? I don't have to entertain your delusion.
Exactly.
If you think you're a woman, I don't have to think it. You're a
Right.
dude in a dress.
Right.
And if you say, it's getting to the point where if you say that's just a guy in a dress, the mob is coming after you. The liberal hit squad's coming after you. And it's like, what am I saying that's so wrong? It's a guy with a penis in a dress.
Because I think we're in a time frame right now where we have to watch everything we say because the language police.
Yeah, but if you don't fight back and you don't push back, it's just going to take over. And thankfully, there are people that are pushing back, and there are heavyweights that are pushing back. Yeah. Joe Rogan, PBD, Dana,
also,
Dana
what's
White,
her name? Megyn Kelly,
Elon Musk. All these people are pushing back against that, and you don't see it in mainstream media, but you'll see it in social media. And if you have your finger on the pulse on podcasts, you see it all the time. But we're at an age where it's like, if you say the obvious, like it's a guy in a dress, then you're just they label you a transphobe.
Yeah, and that's not.
Look, and here's another thing. I don't usually take a religious perspective, but I'll take a religious perspective because you're devout Catholic. Jesus didn't put you in the wrong body. Mm-hmm. He didn't.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
Up until nobody heard of this 7-8 years ago.
You didn't hear about any of it.
It was gender identity disorder.
This is a agenda now that's being pushed. Yeah. And yes, there are people that have had gender issues for many years.
Absolutely.
That's not new. The thing right now that's new is going into bathrooms and playing
that's
sports.
That's what I don't like. Anything else, I really don't care what they do.
This is
none of my business.
If you pull the layers back, it gets worse. They have what is it what do they call when a guy dresses up as a girl and they do they kind of do the cabaret? Help me out here. I'm having a brain fart.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I know what the drag.
Oh, right. They have drag queen story hour for kids in libraries and public schools.
Ridiculous.
What? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Absolutely, you could look
100%.
Yeah. You could look it up. Drag queen story hours for kids in libraries, public schools, so on and so forth. And it's and here's the thing too, and this is why I think it's mostly perverts doing this, is because you don't see trans men doing this. You don't see women that become men and want to force themselves into the men's bathroom. You don't see women that become men and want to do drag men story hour. It's the guys. And we all know guys are more perverted than girls, 100%. Yeah. It's the guys that want to do it, that want to push themselves into women's room. It's the guys that want to put... And then they want to play in women's sports. That's another thing. I mean, there was actually...
it's a problem. You're a gym guy. I'm a gym guy, right? I mean, I'm sure you're a strong guy, you know what I mean? But I work out sometimes with 300-400 pounds of weight. Yeah. You've been going to the gym for the last, 20-something, 30 years?
Right, exactly.
When was the last time you saw a woman pick up 300-400 pounds of weight?
Very rare. I mean, I have, only because I've been around, like, elite lifters.
Sure, you're talking about elite
generally
lifters.
Speaking, no, it's impossible.
Yeah,
it's
the
impossible.
odds of somebody walking into a gym today, in LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, whatever, and seeing a woman working out with 300-400 pounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless she's a power lifter.
Yeah. And which
there aren't many around.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's and that's where it's not fair in some of these competitions.
No, it's absolutely insane.
I got one quick funny story.
Yeah, go ahead.
We'll end this one with. So I was in Madison Square Garden. I went into the women's bathroom. Unknowingly.
It was a mistake.
So here's what ended up happening. Somebody was playing a joke. They swapped the signs at Madison Square Garden. I might have been at like a boxing event.
God.
I walk into the women's bathroom. A couple of other guys too, because they saw the sign, thought it was a men's room. We walk into the bathroom, and I see all of these women looking at me, smiling, and I'm looking in shock. Now I'm in shock. I'm basically looking like,
Yeah. What the hell's
this is a
going
little
on here?
weird. Like, what's going on here?
the
And they're
Twilight
looking
Zone.
at me like laughing. The women are looking at me laughing and smiling. And a guy comes in laughing and he pulls me out of the bathroom. He's like, "No, buddy, no. They changed the sign on you."
my
I'm like,
gosh.
"Oh shit!" I ran out of there. I was so embarrassed. You know, I walked in the woman's bathroom and I'm standing there looking at the women like, "What's going on here?"
That's unbelievable.
Meanwhile, it was me.
It was a practical joke.
No,
Yeah.
I just think that the word privacy, like men and women should have their own
Of course,
privacy.
it's
Like it
inevitable.
shouldn't be mixed
Listen,
where
because listen, should people not grape? You can't say the word on YouTube. Should people not be perverts? Yes, but are they still going to do it? Yes. And if you think that putting a men's room and a woman's room together that's not going to increase the rate of it, then you're out of your mind.
It's nothing but a problem.
It's
I
you're
only
out
see
of
a
your mind.
problem in a variety of different ways.
And with the sports thing too, you see these the guys that want to get into women's sports, either the swimmer. Then you had there was actually what's his name? Leah Thompson, and then you had there was actually a
Thank you.
There was actually a fighter who didn't tell the it wasn't UFC, it was another MMA, who didn't tell them that he was a guy, and he was destroying. He sent one girl to the hospital, cracked her skull open.
he was fighting MMA with women,
Yeah.
but he was really a guy.
Yeah. And
Whoa.
Whoa. And I mean, you can go on and on and on.
bad.
That's
and,
pretty
and,
bad.
And the thing is, once again,
Because he's got the strength.
he's got the strength. He's got the response.
Yeah.
The reaction. You're a fighter, right?
Yeah.
And you have
Yeah.
the reaction time is faster. Everything is faster and stronger. And the other thing is too, it's a very very easy argument to dismantle. It doesn't happen reverse. Again, you don't see girls turning into guys, going into men's sports and dominating. You never see that. You only see it the opposite. So to me, there's a big difference between somebody who has a gender problem and a pervert.
Right.
Total.
Right.
Agreed.
Right. I agree.
Agreed.
So, is there anything you would like to say about your podcast before we close out?
Yes, I think everybody should subscribe and like to my channel. Everyone on planet Earth should go to Serious and Silliness Outcast and Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding. They're two separate channels. I'll be having Anthony Arliata on this week. I'll also be covering the Shook Knight interview with that happened on Valuetainment. I have the news coming up. It's funny. Yeah, I give you what you want. You want the Mafia stuff, I'm giving it to you. And if you're a bodybuilding fan, go to bodybuilding. But Serious and Silliness Outcast is what I'm here for, because that's what Andrea was on, and she rocked it.
Oh, I love it. and not to mention, we got that plus with the phone call.
That's right.
That's
right.
great. That
Mark
was-
Ryder.
yeah.
You want to know something?
Go ahead.
What's funny is that I had a movie critic, a professional movie critic on. It got no views because I'm a movie fanatic. So the rumor has it that movie, King of New York, is based on Mark Ryder. When he must have watched the episode, and he DMs me. And he goes, "It was based on him. I know the director and blah, blah, blah." And you know what I wrote back? I don't give a shit.
Who cares?
I don't care.
Who cares?
I don't give a shit if it was.
Right, 'cause-
I hate to look, if the story is getting more views than the truth, tell the story.
That's right. Well, we want the views, people. So tune in, watch us. John Livia.
That's right.
Serious and Silliness.
You get great content, you get a laugh, and I'm very handsome.
And yes, and you get a good interview.
Don't forget to like and subscribe at Andrea Giovino 1, Serious and Silliness.
That's right.
At tobyTNT 1. Follow us on Instagram. God bless. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you to my subscribers. God bless. Thank you, Jesus. And we'll see you next time. Hit that like button.
Thank you.